9 News Plus weather, sponsored by Carrier Colorado. The future of home comfort is here.
Hey, happy Monday, and thanks again for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm 9 News meteorologist Chris Beyond with a look at your Colorado weather forecast, which is going to be pretty busy for the next couple of days. We've got some pretty gusty winds today, tonight, and tomorrow. And then the snow moves its way back into the mountains, and then the snow moves its way down here into the Front Range for your Wednesday, then sub-zero temperatures, then back into the 50s for the weekend. A lot to track in. I know that was a lot. Let's start things off by taking a look outside. Look at all that snow that continues to melt on off from Lookout Mountain as you look off towards the North Table Mountain, off to the right and off to the left. You can just kind of see some of those peaks from the Front Range, Loveland Ski Area. A few folks on this President's Day enjoying some of those slopes, and looks like a little bit of light snow continues to fall. This is really not sticking all that much there into the high country. So for today, strong winds are main story into the mountains. We've got that blowing snow and then that midweek winter storm that could bring a few inches of snow for us here into the Denver area. Looks like they just canceled those high wind warnings for southern Colorado into northern Colorado. Still have those high wind warnings for us until noon on your Tuesday. That does include us here into the nearby foothills from Boulder on west. Wind gusts, we've seen those gusts getting up to about 32 miles an hour for us at DIA, 48 miles an hour in Colorado Springs, and 44 mile an hour gusts at Pueblo. And again, so far today a little bit of a slight lull in the winds. Those winds unfortunately will pick back up tonight and early tomorrow morning. I know it was a loud night in Boulder with some of those really strong winds. Unfortunately, it looks like another loud night ahead for us into the Boulder area as well as into the Front Range foothills. So you're watching from Nederland, Jamestown, Allens Park, Boulder, some of those notoriously windy spots. Unfortunately, you're going to have to brace up for some more of those strong winds as we head through the overnight time frame. In fact, going back here to this map, there we go. Those winds will continue to howl. What's unusual about this is a long-lived wind event for us here across the northern Front Range. Those winds are going to be just absolutely pounding us here across the mountains, and especially, again, the Front Range foothills as we head over the course of the next 24 or so hours. And then it's just going to be a bit more widespread. The mountain's going to get some pretty strong winds Wednesday and Thursday. Closer look in here at the Front Range. Again, those winds will be strongest for us into the Front Range mountains for us Monday night and into your Tuesday morning. I think tomorrow morning will be the strongest of those winds. Noticing those gusts perhaps getting on up into the 80-plus mile an hour range for us. And then by tomorrow afternoon, much calmer winds as we finally start to get out of this long-lived wind event. As far as the snowfall is concerned in our next winter storm, it looks like as we get into your Wednesday, we got 5 to 8 inches of snow for us in northern Colorado. Fort Collins, the northern part of the state, is going to see the strongest impacts, highest impacts from this next storm, and the highest snowfall totals. The San Juan is 1 to 2 feet likely for us out here as well. So HD Doppler radar not picking up on much right now. That snow will gradually kind of continue to fizzle on out as we head through tonight. That's a separate, just kind of weak shortwave trough. Long story short, weak little system moving its way through Colorado. That's what's leading to a little bit of that light snow right now for us here into the high country. But the bigger, badder storm arrives tomorrow night and into your Wednesday morning. Temperatures 50s, 60s on the eastern plains, near 70 for us in Pueblo, 20s and 30s for the most part into the high country. Highs so far today, we're warm. A few spots in southeast Colorado already, as I mentioned, near 70 degrees. Denver at 51. Tonight, we only drop down in the low 30s. A little bit of cloud cover and some of those winds will keep us on the mild side as we head through the overnight time frame. For tonight, tomorrow, temperatures near 60 degrees for us here in Denver, but a bit more cloud cover tomorrow compared to your President's Day, and that will keep us also on the mild side throughout the day tomorrow. Next storm drops on in from the north and west. This one over southwestern British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest right now. That'll be accompanied by an Arctic cold front, and this will arrive in time for your Wednesday morning, and that snow starts for us along the Front Range on your Wednesday morning. Into the mountains, that snow starts late tomorrow night and overnight Tuesday into your Wednesday. That snow wraps up by about 5, 6 o'clock or so on your Wednesday, and then it'll give way to a sunny but cold day coming up on your Thursday. So what you need to know: strong winds, but also the heaviest snow will be north of town. So again, Fort Collins, Greeley, the Larimer County foothills. This is where we're going to be seeing those highest totals from this next storm system. Some of those could work their way as far south as Boulder. Highest impacts likely for the Wednesday evening commute. Snowfall totals Again, most of us here, look at southwest Colorado. We're going to be talking about a widespread 1 to 2 feet for us in the San Juans. Big storm coming up for that part of the state. Meantime, along the north of I-70, fairly standard, but decent snowstorm, widespread 7-8 inches plus for us, those highest peaks and those more favored foothills and mountain locations. We'll end up seeing those highest totals. Closer look in here in the Denver area. Here's our kind of latest guess. You get north of Denver and west, that's where you'll see those highest totals. Boulder, maybe as much as 7 inches of snow from this next storm system. 7-day forecast, then it's the cold, -2 for us on your Thursday morning. Then we warm back up again for your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, back into the low to mid 50s for us by the upcoming weekend. So fairly roller coastery, very typical Colorado weather forecast. Again, the winds will stick around through tonight. Another loud night ahead for our friends in the Boulder County foothills. And then as we get into your day tomorrow, it does look like we're going to be talking about a fairly mild day, but still windy, especially in the morning for us into the foothills. And then that wind kicks back up for the mountains on Tuesday night near Wednesday morning. That'll be accompanied by some snow. Temperatures near 60 degrees for us in Denver for tomorrow. Then that snow arrives Wednesday morning for the Front Range into the mountains. It's overnight Tuesday near Wednesday with about 2 to 5 inches of snow for us likely in Denver, but you get north of town close to about 4 to 8 inches of snow, though that is a bit of a variable forecast. So stay with us here on 9 News for the very latest on that upcoming storm. Meteorologist Danielle Grant's right over there. She'll have an update for you coming up at 4 and 5 and 6 and 9 and 10 tonight on the 9 News Family Networks. Once again, I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. Have a great rest of your Monday.
Thanks, guys.